The search for truth never ends. Introducing June's Journey, a hidden object mobile game with a captivating story. Connect with friends, explore the roaring 20s, and enjoy thrilling activities and challenges while supporting environmental causes. After 7 years, the adventure continues with our immersive travels feature. Explore distant cultures and engage in exciting experiences. There's always something new to discover. Are you ready? Download June's Journey now on Android or iOS.
RH, quer saber como voar no trabalho? É só usar a Flash. Com a Flash, você concentra toda a gestão de pessoas em um único lugar. Faça a admissão dos colaboradores e solicite mais de 8 categorias de benefícios. Ah, e você ainda pode fazer todo o controle de ponto. Conheça o novo onboarding integrado da Flash em flashapp.com.br.
Olha o contra-ataque aí, vem que vem o time avançando rápido pela meio de campo. Bola dominada no pé do camisa 10. Ele vai pra cima, passou pelo primeiro, passou pelo segundo e bateu a grande área, vai chutar. Bateu, é gol! Que golaço, minha gente!
A experiência de futebol mais autêntica já criada pros games. Junte-se no 5x5 Rush, a nova maneira de jogar com os amigos e leve seu clube pra vitória. EA Sports FC 25. Dê tudo pelo clube. Já disponível.
On today's episode of Don't Blame Me, we have the fantastic Allison Raskin, and we talk about a guy who's potentially suffering from erectile dysfunction, swing or not so swing. And we also talk about a girl who's got a crush on her best friend's brother, which allegedly is the plot of The Kissing Booth. Keep watching. This episode of Don't Blame Me is brought to you by Care of, a monthly subscription vitamin service made from effective, quality ingredients personally tailored to your exact needs. For 25% off your first month of personalized Care of vitamins, visit takecareof.com and enter promo code BLAME. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Today, we have two special guests. We have Allison Raskin, and no offense, not more importantly than you, but I mean, you brought your dog.
Yes. I brought Sugar, as I do everywhere.
That is, you're living my dream.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's becoming a problem where I can't go places without her. Well, like, she's fine, but I'm not.
Well, so that's how I just don't go places. Okay. That's my thing. It's like, that's why I need a dog, is because like, I think I would go places.
Not really.
No?
I just kind of go outside sometimes.
But I could do that. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
like,
it's good to go outside.
I can't go anywhere without people. And so I feel like if I had a dog, I would go plations.
What do you mean you can't go anywhere without people?
I mean, like, I make my friends go with me to the pharmacy.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I should probably work on that.
I like, don't like talking to people unless I'm having like a really good day, and then which I'm like get everything done all at once.
Yeah. Don't you find it exhausting to always be with other people though?
No. I like being around people that I don't have to like I like just like physically being around someone.
Right.
I like the kind of friends where like we can sit and not talk, but there's just another human there.
Yes, that's
I like
my
human
dream.
presence.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like a dog would also like really just be great for me.
No, it's really good because I get to like just talk to her all day about how she's a dog and if she's been a dog all day, you know, just kind of like checking in about that.
Oh, that's all I want. Oh, well, guys, we're recording this for YouTube, so you two can see how fucking adorable Sugar is. Also, how often do you sing Sugar, We're Going Down to her?
I sing Sugar, Sugar more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we also have Melissa Cam Lada.
Hello.
Woo, woo, with her multiple, I mean, you can see one of the computer screens in that frame, but know that there's 3 behind her because she's a working woman.
And a laptop.
Oh, true. And a laptop.
This is true.
She's surrounded by technology and a printer, which you can't see. And who really cares? If you are new here and you haven't listened before, basically what happens is people leave voicemails and then we give them the advice that they probably need to hear. And maybe it's good. Maybe it's bad. Maybe, I mean,
it's questionable.
It's questionable.
Sometimes.
It's questionable sometimes. But the phone number for that is 310-694-0976. And then if you're an international listener, you can email us.
I feel like you just came at me with that.
Why?
Because I have a famous international question song.
You do.
And you
international question, right?
Yeah. And you kind of just like rip me off a little bit.
Wait. Do you know I probably have like subconsciously done that?
Yeah.
No, I genuinely probably. Oh, that's
International question. International question. Yeah. And then you just
so we should record you doing it and then we can play it. So then I'm no longer stealing.
No, honestly,
It's already recorded.
Just say it's an homage and I'll take it.
Every time I do it?
Yeah.
I need like a trademark
just
after.
today. Just
okay,
today.
everybody know that I have been subconsciously stealing that from Allison for all this time.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense though. Because I'm like, that tune was so easy for
I
me.
noticed it before too, but I didn't
And she ripped it off from me?
Because I'm a huge...
Thanks for not saying anything.
Yeah, I didn't say it.
Because I'm a huge fan. Do you know the reason why we met was because I was so obsessed that I like literally was like, can I please be in a video? Like I was a fan.
We met at an audition.
No. You're rewriting history. I met you at an audition and told you I was a fan.
Yeah, but that's where we met.
That's exactly where we met. But we like, no matter what, the meeting still occurred because I fangirled over you. And then was like, would you like to be friends?
And I was like, yes, I have very few friends.
And then I was like, cool, me too. We have that in common. I know that because I watch your videos. Okay, I'm going to stop being creepy, everybody. And yeah, basically, we're going to give some advice. And I feel like you'll be great at this.
I've done it for years, and I have to say I'm not getting better at it.
But, I mean, do we ever get better?
I think so. That's my advice.
Sick, I like it. It's a good one to start off on. Let's play the first question.
Hi, Megan. I am 22 years old, and I have been with this really amazing guy for a couple months now. He's great. He's great in every sense. He is so kind, so sweet, so funny, so smart, just smoking hot. Like, oh my God, Megan, this man was sculpted by God. However, he struggles with ED, and though that's not a problem for me, I really don't care that much, and it hasn't really, like, out of, like, all the times that we've had sex, it's only been an issue, like, 2 or 3 times. And mind you, we've been together for months at this point, so we've had sex more than that, significantly more than that. But it's become an issue because now he doesn't want to have sex at all because he's insecure about it. And I feel bad even asking for sex now because he is insecure about it, and I don't want to make him feel shittier by bringing up the fact that I am sexually frustrated because we're not having sex. I am masturbating. That is a thing that I am doing to try and self-soothe, but just like a guy getting a hand job instead of a blow job, like he won, it's satisfying to a point. It doesn't satisfy my intimacy. It doesn't satisfy, the orgasm that I want to have. That closeness that comes with sex that you can't get through masturbating. And so that's my issue. That's my question. What do I do? I don't want to make him feel worse. I have a very high sex drive, and it's come to the point where now I'm waiting for him to fall asleep so I can masturbate, and it's still not quenching my thirst, if you follow. So help us figure out, what do I do? He's an amazing guy, and I don't want to leave just because we, like, you know what I mean? That seems cruel and wrong. But girl needs dick every now and again. Okay. Thank you. Please help.
I feel like she should be your co-host on this podcast.
I mean, right? I mean, first of all, she's so horny. She's masturbating next to him at night.
Well, here's the thing. I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Yes, go.
Do you go first? I don't know.
No, it just depends. It depends
Okay.
if like someone like doesn't, if they're like, oh, a penis, I don't know. And then I'll be like, let me take it. I can take that dick. I can take that dick. But no, please take it.
Cool. Right. So I fucking hate when someone won't deal with their issues and then it affects you.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair. Like, a relationship is a two-way street. And like, if a person has a problem that's affecting the couple, then that person has to address it.
Yeah. It's like, and literally, especially like a medical one, like,
But like even like to the point of like that he like has shut down and like she feels like she can't talk to him about it. Like that's not true and that's not valid. Like they have to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's something that affects both of them. And it's also something that obviously like a case by case thing, I'm assuming, not a penis doctor, but like it's something, I mean, how many fucking commercials have we seen? Like 1 in 4 men struggle with erectile dysfunction. Like, first of all, I'm sorry, we have to deal with like, we have to pay all this money for tampons and like all the like birth control, like regulated and like all that shit. But like you can get, anyone can get fucking Viagra, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like
ED is totally curable.
It's so curable. And also because the medical world loves men, pretty easy for them.
Yeah.
Potentially.
But it also sounds like it's not, there's maybe more going on there because it doesn't sound like it's every time. I think, I don't know if like he is, I mean, who knows if he's no longer interested in the relationship sexually or if he is going through some sort of thing where he's feeling very insecure as a person and therefore like can't feel like desired. But like she has to talk to him about it. But I would also say that like she can let him know what she's up to when he goes to sleep. You know, like a male ejaculation is not the only goal of intimacy.
Yeah. Like, I think like, I mean, if this is, I'm with you. And that was kind of my question with her. It's like, not that I'm saying it's like a line that he's giving her that like, maybe it's not, but if this is recent, I don't know, is he pulling away and everything else? Like, is he saying that he doesn't want to have sex anymore? And is he also like not really talking to you as much? Is like, is he kind of just pulling away in everything? And is that because he's like dealing with something that he's feeling really insecure about? Or is it because he's just trying to get you to break up with him so he doesn't have to break up with you?
They love that.
Oh,
they love
that. Oh my God.
move.
They love that. They're like, this is so smart and no one's ever done this before and she won't be able to tell.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's wanking in the shower.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of really like that. And I also wonder, again, like no offense to her, but there's, I totally understand like the sexual pride thing. And I also think it's quite something quite similar with women who have infertility issues. Is like so many times women will take a really long time before they go to a specialist because like there is this stigma is the right word, right? I'm like astigmatism? No, contact lens. Of women's place, there's quotations for those podcast listeners because I don't agree with this. Like that their sole purpose is to like reproduce. And if you can't do that, you feel like an inadequate in your gender, like, or in your, whatever, in like being technically like a cisgendered woman. And so that to me, it's like the same kind of thing with guys that maybe this is like, he feels really insecure about this because like as a man, he thinks that like this is supposed to be something that's like easy for him. But then also if he sees a longevity in your relationship, this isn't a lasting thing. Like this isn't like it's not like you started a relationship and he was like, hey, for the record, like I'm not, maybe he also has a much lower sex drive paired with like an issue with that. That's not something, you didn't sign up for that. Like, and so I think that you got to bring that up with him. And also because I feel bad because this kind of sucks, but like, is he going down on you? Like if he's not worried about your sexual pleasure, to me, that sounds like a guy who just is not super interested. Not that he's not interested in sex with you, because he should also still want to pleasure you. That has nothing to do with penetration and like.
But I do think for guys, like if they're not, I can see both sides. Like I could see like there's a version where like he truly is like just going through some stuff and is very insecure about this and therefore like can't bring himself to. I mean, honestly, it also sounds like she is not talking to him about this. Yeah. And I totally get that. She's very young. This is very uncomfortable. But like there should not be anything of magnitude in your relationship that you feel like you cannot address. There are really uncomfortable subjects, and it doesn't mean that every single day you have to sit down and have like an hour-long conversation about them. But you should be able to talk to your partner about things. And so I think that like I really can't give more advice until she has that conversation. Yeah. And like what his reaction to that is. Because if it's him shutting down and being like, no, I'm not having sex, like, sorry, like go find someone else, then like, regardless of what's going on with him, the relationship isn't working. Yeah. But if he's like, okay, if he's willing to talk about it, if he's willing to be like, well, right now, like I'm not that into stuff, but I'm like there to be there for you. And like, why don't we use like a vibrator together and we're not focused on me and we're focused on you and like that sort of thing. But it's hard to judge without without knowing what he says when she brings it up.
Well, that's what I wonder. Like, is erectile dysfunction a notion that you've attached on and like a diagnosis, or has he said that? Because,
right. Has he actually gone to the doctor and been diagnosed?
And has he told you, or have you just noticed that like you've come on to him and he's not getting hard? Because also there too, if he's like dealing with other stuff, like we've said this so many times, like medications can completely affect not only your sexual performance, but like your like,
drive.
Your sex drive and like how much you want to have sex and like being attracted, and like doesn't mean you just necessarily like the person any less or you're less attracted to them. You're just less into that right now. And so I think it's something though that you have to have a conversation with him because.
And I'd say that even more important to like your relationship, it's not whether or not he actually has ED. It's whether or not he's an open communicator.
Yeah.
You know, like ED is something that you can like work on and fix and go to a doctor for. But if this is someone who like will not talk to you about things that are important, then that's a bigger issue in your relationship.
Yeah, no, totally. And even if he's like a body sculpted by God, like there are more important things.
But it's also like, it must feel terrible to feel rejected constantly. I've been in relationships where I felt like that, and it's like, it's awful. And you think something's wrong with you, and you think like, even though they're saying, oh, it's me, you can't take that on, and you think, well, it's probably me too, a little bit, you know? And so I think that like the next step is like actually talking to him about it, even though it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like, it's okay sometimes to make someone feel bad before you break through something.
No, totally. And I think you have to feel awkward and uncomfortable to get to like the good stuff. Like that's like, I think the best relationships, like you get closer after you deal with stuff and you figure that stuff out together. Cause it also shows how much your incentive in like a longevity of a relationship and not running away from the problems. Cause like, exactly like you said, like how he reacts to that, I think will speak volumes of his character. And if you want to have kids with this guy, there'd be much more difficult conversations down the road.
Yeah, she's 22. Let's see what happens. Yeah. I'm like, no one make a decision until you're 30 about everything.
I'm a firm believer in that. I'm like, I don't want to do anything until I'm 30.
I've got one more year of doing nothing.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Well, hope we helped. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know.
Talk to him.
Yeah, talk to him. And then call us back and let us know. Maybe we can give more advice.
Update.
Yeah, I think if we've got more info and if you get more info too. So,
congrats on the rockin' bod.
Yeah, and good job with the masturbating. I think that's great. Also, I would maybe not masturbate next to him when he's asleep.
Maybe she likes looking at his bod while she's masturbating.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sure. But like consensually, does he know that? She's just like, okay, sure. I just also cannot imagine if I to be gross, if I like woke up and like there are like moths was like jacking off as I'm like asleep staring at me, I'd be like, the fuck are you doing? That's like so weird. But I mean, well, all more power to you. Cool. Okay. On to the next call.
I'm 19. I guess I just wanted to ask you about body insecurity and how you deal with it over the years. Because when I was like in middle school, I was super, super insecure about my body. And then I got over it for a while in high school. And now I'm in college and I'm finding that I'm insecure about different things because my body's changing and that's natural. But I just was wondering if you could maybe talk about dealing with it over time and how, if your body doesn't stay the same, how you can still be confident and learn to be confident again, even though your body's different. I would love to hear about gaining weight, losing weight, just changes over time, cellulite, things like that just appear over time. Yeah, if you could talk about that, it would be greatly helpful.
Fuck, I really have no advice for this. I have
so much.
Oh my God, thank God.
This is all I think about.
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever been confident in my body ever, like at any point. And I think before you hop into it, I think like what I focused on, like from the time I was really young, I was like always I was like the top. I was just, you know how like some little kids are like little and tiny and like small and cute. I was like 5'5" in 5th grade, size 10 feet and like I was like a big kid, but I wasn't like tall and like lean. I was like a stocky kid. Like I was always looked at least like a couple years older. So ever since I was a little kid, I also had like a grandma who used to like tell me I wasn't allowed to wear bikinis because I looked fat. And I was like literally 7. So I think like I've from a really early age was like, this sounds too dark or whatever, but I'm being honest, like not like gave up on like being confident in my body, but then I was like, I'm going to fucking focus on my personality. Like I'm going to focus on like liking things about me that weren't appearance driven, because like I had transition lenses. Like I had like there were so many things that like I just kind of was like, what, fuck it. Sort of, I focused so much more on like liking my personality and thinking that I was funny. And that's kind of, I mean, I feel like everybody, I mean, you tell me, because maybe you can help me not be insecure.
Yeah, it's also just so crazy to hear you say that, because I walked in here and I was like, fuck, I forgot how beautiful she is. Oh my like I was prepared for your beauty, but then it was still overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, look, like your relationship with your body is like going to grow and mature, hopefully, as you grow and mature. My weight has changed a lot based on being on meds, sort of as we already talked about. And so when I was like 8 to 12, I was on Paxil, because I was like such a cool kid. And that made me gain a lot of weight. But that was sort of like these informative years. So I was like, oh, I'm a fat person. Like I'm a chubby person. And then I got off the meds and I like lost all the weight. And like I was like very thin, but I like, because of those formative years, I was like, well, I'm a fat person, I'm always whatever. Then I went back on in college and I like gained some more weight, or like lost the weight. And like I spent my entire like 21 to like, how old am I?
You're 29.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To like almost 28, being very thin and not knowing that I was thin and feeling very insecure about my body. And like I look back at videos of me and I'm like, oh my God. Well, like, how did I not think I was just the thinnest person in the world? Because then I went back on meds like a little less than a year and a half ago, and I gained 20 pounds. So I'm in that phase of like, my body has like completely changed. And like, how do I feel okay with that? And it's been this really interesting journey where like, honestly, feeling confident, looking like this has been like so much more empowering than like feeling like than if I'd felt confident when I was a size 0. Yeah. Because I'm like, my body works. My body like is healthy. I'm like work out. I'm strong. Like, and just this element of like, of like that confidence is so much more attractive than like anything else.
Oh yeah. Well, I completely agree with you in the sense like, I think no matter what you look like, I mean, everyone's probably seen the Instagram account Celeb Face, where Victoria's Secret models literally edit the most ridiculous parts of their body. And I'm like, oh, cool. You can look like a Victoria's Secret model, and a Victoria's Secret model still can find some imperfection that nobody else would see except for them, that they need to edit in a picture, which is weirdly been, my friend and I started following it, and both of us said like, it's weirdly been comforting in the sense of being like, oh, wow. Like everybody, there are things that everybody's going to be insecure about. But I think like the thing that no matter what, anytime I look at like a picture of me from like before or any, like from not like months ago or weeks ago or whatever, I'm always looking at like what I used to look like, thinking that I never will enjoy what I currently look like. And you will always, and I always look back to like what I looked like before, or like anything, like any time period.
It's so much about like what you tell yourself in your head. So if you do negative self-talk, then like, of course you're going to feel bad. And so when I gained the weight, it took me a little while to realize that I gained so much weight because I had a little bit of body dysmorphia. So I always thought I was a little heavy. So like when I actually gained the weight, it was like kind of how I thought I had always looked, but it wasn't. And so then it kind of caught up with me. And then there was like so many comments online about my weight gain and like if I'm pregnant and all of that. And like, that was okay. Like that's what happens when you're online. But then also my parents were like very vocal about the fact that I gained a lot of weight and that like I needed to lose this weight. And so I ended up switching my medication. And so it's a journey, but I'm in the process of like losing some of it. But like, there was like a time period where I went back to that voice in my head where I was like, you are disgusting. You are so ugly. You are so fat. You look terrible. Like, I can't believe that you're like going outside. And I, even though I was saying that to myself, I was like, oh my God, like I haven't talked to myself like that in years.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like so sad to me that like that voice was back. And so I kind of was like, fuck you. You know?
Fuck you.
Like, I don't want to think that. I don't want that to be my point of view. And like, and so I kind of just like, I was like, listen, okay, I have gained an unhealthy amount of weight for my height. I will work on losing that weight, but also I'm not going to fucking talk to myself like that anymore. And instead I'm like, I have nice hair, or like, I've still got my 5 out of 5 wiki feet, you know, like you like focus on like what you like about yourself. And also that like your body is working. Like I'm like so lucky to have good health and to like be mobile and to like be able to get in a pool and like swim laps. Like who cares if if I have a stomach, like I can do a lot of laps, and that's awesome. And like finding that, like thanking your body for like being like the thing that gets you from point A to point B is like, I think a way into liking it again, and a way into like feeling confident in it. And like instead of tearing it down, like being thankful for it. But it was interesting. Like I went through a breakup and then I had to start dating again, like heavier than I've ever been. And I was like, well, here we go, you know? And like, but Gabby, my comedy partner has always said like, so what? Like you're not going to shave your legs and they're not going to sleep with you. You know what I mean?
So true.
Like people will probably still be interested in you, like regardless.
I've got a workout instructor who at the end of like every class is being like, you guys did a great job in class, but like more importantly than this, like more importantly in how you did. And if you get better by week, just know that you are amongst a group of people that not only can afford to go to a gym and take a class, that has the time to take a class, but also is able to physically do things. You might not have done every single rep, but you are able to do that. And that is something that some people could never do. Like something that like you're physically able to even try and do that, whether it's like financially or physically able to go and participate and do that stuff. I think also what I've done when it comes to like looking back at pictures and stuff is if I ever get in the sense of like looking back, I'm like, God, I looked so good then, or I liked what I looked like then more than I look now. I then think back about like, okay, well, how did I feel when this picture was taken? Like, okay, cool. This is me in college. I was so depressed. I had no friends and I was so skinny because I had such bad anxiety that I couldn't go downstairs to eat dinner. So I'm like, cool. So would I rather trade that feeling for looking like that? Like, fuck no. And also the other thing that so when I started working out about a year ago, and like really, really going for it. And it's been a weird.
I've seen online really cool stuff.
Oh my God, it's just all I do. But it's been crazy and weird because I grew up dancing. So I didn't grow up doing like a lot of like strength anything. I've got really bad joints. And so I wasn't really able to do like, I don't know, like weight training or anything. And so I've learned how to do that kind of stuff with bad joints. And my body has transformed in a way that I didn't really expect, of being like, oh, my thighs get bigger because there's like muscles there. So it's like by anybody else's standard, like, oh, look, I'm getting in shape, but like I'm also learning how to like my body in shape more than I like my body when it has no muscle and it can't lift its own suitcase into the overhead bin. Like there are certain like attributes of like, oh wow, when I get like fit, I'm going to like this more. But even I can look at pictures of myself when I had no muscle and still romanticize that, even though I find myself that I work out for like the mental health aspect completely. And like the physical stuff is just a bonus, but there's something that feels nice. And like, I feel like even if it's in my own head, like I love the idea of going to a workout class before I go to the beach, because I'm like, no, today I did something for my body. So when I'm out in a bathing suit later, even though I'm going to look exactly the same as I did if I didn't take this workout class, I feel like I did something good for my body. And like, I valued my body that day. I didn't just like wake up, throw a bathing suit on and look in the mirror and hate myself. I'm like, no, I care about my body. So I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to use it to do push-ups and planks and do all this stuff because it works and I can appreciate that. And that body is going to wear a bikini, but that body also helped me did 35 burpees. And so that's something that I think was great. And also the biggest one for me was that my body is going to constantly be a work in progress.
But see, forever. I think that's a bad way to look at it, because that means that it's not good enough right now.
No. That I mean that I'm like this body is going to be the same body that takes me to my dying day. Like
we don't know. They're really advancing some AI stuff.
That I think so. I'm going to have the same body potentially. If it's not going to be that. What is that weird show that I watched on Netflix where there's sleeves and shit?
Westworld?
No,
what?
I do like that one though. No,
there's sleeves?
Yeah, it was weird. Don't watch it. I didn't like it.
Well, we don't know what it is. So.
I don't know. People in the comments will probably. But like, my body is going to be
altered carbon.
Yes.
Nice.
You said that like as if it was not the TV show. It's just the next statement. That's what it was. But it's like, this is going to be the same. I don't have to be in the absolute best shape of my life right now. And also, I'm not going to be in the best shape of my life forever. Like there's not going to be like my body, like I'm going to like hopefully be able to carry kids. Like my body has so many other uses than just being like aesthetically pleasing for this current time. Like there is so much other, like my body serves so many other purposes that aren't pertinent to my life right now.
Also, because not everyone is able-bodied. And so like, I'm sure there's tons of people out there who like can't do 5 push-ups and never will be able to. But I think that like I touched on it, is like it's mental. Like your relationship to your body is like purely mental, and therefore like you are in control of it. So like one of the things I really liked learning was like the first thing that you think is like what society taught you to think, and then the second thing you think is who you truly are. So like if you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm disgusting, then change, like right after that think like, no, I'm not. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm beautiful. I'm great. Like, like you have to retrain your brain to be nice to yourself and to only talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone that you love, like that you would talk to a friend, that you talk to a family member. Because like people, like since I had that relapse, but since I've started being nicer to myself in my head, like my relationship to everything is better.
Yeah.
And like, it's just more fun to be alive when you're not just like shitting on yourself all the time.
No, it's so true. I think it's hopefully helpful in the sense of like 2 people who, I mean, at least especially calling the podcast, assuming that I knew what it was like how to be body confident. I think it's the same thing, the same reason that I feel kind of comforted by celeb faces, knowing I'm like, oh wow, cool. Everybody struggles with this kind of stuff. It's not something that makes you, less that, do you know what I mean? Like a less than thought.
Even just like things I used to freak out about. Like I shave my arms, and so I used to like freak out because if I got cold, then like my arms would get a little prickly because the hair grows back. And that used to like, I used to panic about that. And now I'm like, whatever. My arms are prickly. Like, like just like so many things that I thought mattered so much, like they just don't. And like, you have to kind of like look at the bigger picture and think like, is this how I want to spend my brain power? Is this like what I want to be obsessed with? Or do I just like want to move on and like focus on other things?
Yeah. And it's like, same thing I think with like crazy diets and stuff. And you're like, is this how I want to live the rest of my life? Like, do I want to spend all this time starting at this age, living the rest of forever, trying to like obtain something that the goal is always going to get farther and farther? Cause like my expectations and what I want is always going to get, something's always going to come up and something's always going to be new. I think this is probably when we get a lot of comments in the comment section about other people, because we've got a lot of girls who like to talk about that kind of stuff too. So maybe if we didn't help, hopefully comments did too on YouTube. So go read those. And yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next one.
I'm 18, and honestly, I can go on for hours with the story, but I only have under 3 minutes, so things might be condensed. So I've been in love with an emotionally abusive boy for almost a year now, and basically since the beginning we almost fight every day because of some bullshit he does, such as borderline, if not actually cheating, seeing pictures of him laying with other girls and lying for no reason. It's as if he has no respect for me even finding out these things. He's very manipulative and would always flip the fights on me, and he's also a pathological liar. Our fights have gotten so bad to the point where his dangerous friends have gotten involved and have threatened to jump me, destroy my car, shoot me, and have said things to me that have led me to have an eating disorder and lose 30 pounds in a month. Being with him has changed me and made me lose my spirit, and now he's brought out my anxiety and depression, which I've had for a while now. My parents know about him and almost made me get a restraining order. I was seeing someone else for about 2 months when he came back and told me he missed me. I knew it was a bad idea to go back, but I secretly did it anyway. It was great in the beginning, but now I can see him not putting in any effort anymore, and kind of a repeat of what happened last time. I tried to cut things off last night. So she said, let's just hang out today and try and fix it. And when I said okay, he went and hung out with his friends and lied to me about it. I know this is a toxic situation, and I know I should get out of it, but I don't know how to not go back to him, because he always has a way of making it seem like things are all okay. So if you have any advice that would help me, please let me know. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I am with your parents in a restraining order. Also, I think you should go to therapy. I mean, my first thing is agreeing with the restraining order idea, because I think like, I've been in emotionally abusive relationships, and the one in particular that was pretty shitty. And my friends deleted his number in my phone and blocked and deleted his number. So I had no way of contacting him, and he had no way of contacting me, because you get brainwashed. And that was like, and I remember my excuse was always like, well, no, you don't understand. You don't know him. Like, you don't like making excuses for him. And it took me like, I would say it took me a couple months post that to like feel okay. And then from there, I made an active decision to, not that I'm saying that you're in this state at all, but I had I had a string of dating really terrible people. And then I told myself, I'm like, I need to fix and figure out, like, I keep making the same mistakes with the people that I'm dating. I need to take a break from dating anybody before I can like clear this all out of my system, as if it was like a drug, in the sense of being like, and start fresh. So I'm not dating somebody who's just slightly less bad, which is basically what I had done, was like dating and becoming friends with people who were like a little less bad than the last terrible person. And then it took a while, and then I started dating my current boyfriend, and the ex that I had before that like reached out to me, and I felt nothing. So in that, I guess I trying to say, like, as much as it feels like you're so drowning in it and like involved in it now, you can get better, in the sense that like you're not damaged goods that another partner has to deal with or whatever. Like, you're not baggage, you're not any of that stuff. You are like so lovable, like, and you are going to be so loved by somebody who is not going to judge or be upset of the fact that you've like dealt with all this other stuff. And you will get to a point where you will not feel that attachment to that person, but it takes like being like just completely cut off.
Yeah. I mean, I think that right now it's a really important time to lean on your support system. I think you need to lean on your parents. I think you need to lean on your friends. And I think you also need to figure out some sort of accountability plan.
Yeah.
You know, I think that, like you said, you secretly got back together with him. And I think that makes things much more easier to keep going. I think that like you need to be upfront with everyone who cares about you in your life and say, I'm back together with him. This is not healthy. I need to get out of this. Please help me. And then, you know, have them block the numbers, have them, you know, every time that you want to text him, text your mom instead, text your best friend instead. You know, like this is probably not something you're going to be able to handle on your own. And that's completely fine. I've never handled any of the tough stuff on my own. And I'm so lucky to have a support system.
And this is not, and like, I feel like I always say this when like things go terrible, but I'm like, this is not a story you tell your grandkids. Like, this is not like, would you like to know how we met? Like, would you like to know
and
how
your dad's friends threatened to shoot me?
Yeah.
And I would also break up with him, not in person, via text with someone else with you. And just say your piece and then block his number, and then tell him, you can even tell him, this isn't healthy. I'm going to block your number. Please respect that. And then
you don't owe him anything. And this has gone on for a long enough time that he's not that he's ever allowed to pull that excuse, but like, there's nothing he can do to fix the situation now. There is no, give me one last chance. Like, please let me prove this to you or anything like that. This is the decision. This is not a conversation. This is a statement from my end. And this is the last time you're going to hear from me. This is like, it's detrimental to how you view yourself. And I think you need to focus on being surrounded by people who love you and remember what that feeling is like.
Yeah. And I'd also say that that you're not in love with him. like, I know that you probably have this feeling like, oh, I'm never going to love somebody this much again, but you're not. What you're addicted to is him giving you attention and then taking it away. So it actually has nothing to do with like who he is as a person. It's just behavior that is like actually psychologically addicting. And I think once you view him as a drug instead of a person, then you might be able to recover easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we talk about that with like when you date addicts and stuff is like, for me, it's like, it's always the feeling of feeling special, of being like, you are a loose cannon. You're like completely like, no one can control you, but I'm the only person that you're sweet to. And I'm the only person, like I have to earn all of this. And then once you earn the love and affection, you're like, you feel some sort of, you feel simultaneously out of control and in control. And that's the addicting quality. And it's not love. It's not a relationship. It's just like an addiction. It is. Yeah. And also it's not love. Relationships are hard, but I don't find love shouldn't be a very hard thing. There are things you have to deal with like in a relationship, but like being in love shouldn't be something that you have to like sacrifice or like your mental health or like be emotionally taxing.
Especially when you're 18. And you don't have kids and you're not, you know what I mean? Like you have no ties to this person. You have so much more life to live. And also this is going to take some healing time. So the quicker you can get out of the situation, the quicker you're going to heal. And the more you're going to be like, I'm so happy. Like, and these are like this is a chunk of your life, but there is so much like more out there that like you get to experience.
Yeah, I'm going to share the National Domestic Hotline. It's 1-800-799-7233. We'll put this down in the show notes. And they'll help you come up with a safety plan, how to prepare to leave the relationship, advice on when to leave, advice on what to do after you leave, and the legal information you need to get a restraining order or protective order.
Great. Yeah. Amazing. So, yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. You've got our support. Okay, guys, we're going to take a break and we'll be back. Thanks so much to Carol for supporting Don't Blame Me. So guys, did you know about vitamins? Do you want to learn more about vitamins? Vitamins can fill the important gaps that your body is missing from your diet or give you an extra boost when you need it. And Care of's fun online quiz makes it really easy to figure out what vitamins and supplements you specifically need. Your subscription box includes individually wrapped packets with specific vitamins and supplements for easy grab and go. Bonus, they're really, really, really cute. So I love vitamins. I've always very much loved vitamins, and I've seen Care of before, and I was really excited to try them. So I took the online quiz, and I really, really liked the quiz specifically because they asked a lot of really good questions. It wasn't just me being like, let me figure out and think what I need. It was mostly talking about my needs and my issues, and then them assigning and figuring out what exactly it is that I need. And the vitamins I was assigned was definitely not ones I would have immediately picked out. But then when I read the benefits from them, I was like, oh, wait, no, that definitely hits all of these points that I'm saying that I need some help with. So I'm really excited. My first box just arrived today. Let me tell you guys, the packaging is so cute. And we know I'm all about aesthetically pleasing products. So I'm really excited to try them. They're so convenient, so easy. And also you don't have to like go to a convenience store or do all of your, Googling everything and figuring out all of that stuff. You actually just get to talk about the issues you have as opposed to finding like vitamins and being like, oh yeah, sure, maybe I have those issues. Focusing on the issues and then the solutions. So Care of has been so nice to you guys that they're giving you guys 25% off your first month of personalized Care of vitamins. So you can get that by visiting takecareof.com and enter promo code BLAME. Again, that's 25% off your first month of personalized Care of vitamins when you go to takecareof.com and enter BLAME at checkout. Okay, guys, we are back and we are hopping into the rest of the calls.
Hi, I'm 15 years old. I'm from Puerto Rico, and I'm calling because I have a bit of a problem with a friend. We're not friends anymore. And it's kind of a long story. She started hanging out with a guy that I kind of hate because the truth is that the guy is a terrible guy. He treats women like trash. He calls, whenever I say anything that's like moderately like feminist or something, he says I'm a feminazi. He makes fun of other people that are like feminists, like my friends, one of my best friends. Like, he insults her all the time when she's not around, and he treats people from the LGBT community really badly, and that really stings because I'm from the LGBT community, and a lot of my friends are too. And just for a vague example, he doesn't think lesbians are real. I know you don't, like, it's very complicated. Like, we tried to convince him that they are, but he just... So I tried to tell her that he's not a good person. Like, I didn't want to get involved, but I still decided to be a good friend and tell her, look, you can do whatever you want, but I'm telling you, he is a bad person. He's going to ruin your life, I guess. The truth is, he didn't ruin her life. They became very close friends, and now they're dating. And I blocked her on Twitter because she was annoying. And I haven't talked to her in a really long time, but she found out that I blocked her because I got into a fight with the guy on Twitter. This is a mess, but she found out I blocked her, and she was really mad. She texted me. She was like, why the hell did you block me? I sent her a really long message saying, basically, I'm not comfortable with being friends with somebody that's friends with him, especially how unsupportive he is of my community and of people like me. And he hates me, too. Like, that's the thing. And she started, acting like him because obviously she's spending a lot of time with him. And I just want to know what to do because I don't want her to hate me. Like, I just feel like I'm a little bit more mature than her, and I know that she's going to be really angry with me and probably, like, subtweeting me right now. So, like, I just want to know what to tell her so that she won't be mad at me. I tried to be clear, but I guess it didn't work because she just left me on red.
So is your friend dating Garrett from The Bachelorette?
Oh, God.
I was sitting on that joke for a while.
This is tricky. I mean, I think that there is not much to do right now. I think that, like, there's potentially a message to be sent saying, like, look, I probably went about this the wrong way. I shouldn't have just blocked you on Twitter without, like, talking to you about it. But, right now, like, I feel like we're going our separate ways because he's not really someone I want in my life. But if you guys ever break up or like, your lives go different ways, like, please let me know. Like, I love to be friends again.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's your horoscope sign? What's your sign?
I'm the last day of Gemini.
Okay. I was like, what is the last one? I was
so
like,
I'm like on the cusp of Cancer.
I was going to ask you because I was like, I was going to ask if you were like a Cancer or a Pisces. Because I find that like a much more considering other people's emotions thing, which I wish I was like that. I am this girl, which this is like so something I would have done. I think, and I've said that before in the sense I've stopped being friends with people because of their significant others in a somewhat kind of similar vein, a little bit different. And I did the same thing of being like, you know how I feel about this person that you're dating. And if like anything, if you ever need me, it wasn't like if you break up, like, let me know, but it was just know that like, I don't hate you or anything. Like I still like, if you ever need me, I will always be there for you. But I don't I cannot surround myself with people who not only don't respect me, but like don't validate my existence. So like, this is something like, I'm cutting you out of my life, but it's been like, but have been like, if anything happens, like, you can always call me. Like this isn't like a whatever, but I'm like a firm fucking believer in like, if somebody, I have like no, like sort of, I don't know, not like sympathy, but I have no tolerance for people who aren't tolerant at all. Like I won't be friends. Like I'm going to be, I've said this before on the podcast. Like I literally will not be, if I find out that somebody has like voted for Donald Trump, like I will never speak to you again. Like I don't care if I've known you my entire life. I don't care if like you are my childhood best friend and you've decided that you are completely homophobic and we've spent every birthday together, like all of those things. Like I don't care. I'm never speaking to you again. That's me. I have zero tolerance for that.
No one in your family voted for him?
I don't know. Maybe. And no one I've talked to.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
That thing like that. So like that.
I'm lucky. No one close to me has.
Yeah. So like,
I have some issues with my sister's in-laws, but
okay. Yeah.
I'll take those up at a family event.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, let me fuck you up. But I think I don't think you in staying quiet or not choosing a side, especially in our political climate right now, is choosing a side. Like, not speaking up is speaking up in behalf of being like, I'm not going to participate in this because I value X, Y, and Z over other people who don't have as many rights as I do. And
I was talking to someone who was like, I'm not really political. In my head, I was like, well, you're a garbage person.
Literally.
Like, I just like immediately was like, oh, I don't like this person anymore. You can't. Like, what a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah,
How can you not be political right
being
now?
like, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to choose sides. And by that, you're actively choosing a side.
Yeah.
Because like, that's like no, you can't. That's something that I don't respect.
Silence is a privilege.
Exactly. And the fact that her dating this guy is choosing a side. That's something like, it's something that you can settle with and sit with. Like, I have friends who like go on dating apps and automatically I have one of my friends, I've installed her dating profile on my phone. So I'm matching with people not as her, like saying I'm her friend, setting her up with people. And I automatically swipe left on anybody who has a gun, who has, identifies themselves as like moderate political views. Like, if you're not liberal, I'm out. So there's all of these like deciding factors, and your friend has decided that those things are okay and she's fine with it.
But I mean, also big picture, she's very young. You're both very, and like, you will see in your life that you will lose friends to significant others and then they will come back to you. So I think that like, as long as you let her know that like that door is open and that like, if she does break up with him and she does come back, that like you are open to that, then that's great. But you do not need to be a part of each other's lives for right now.
And worrying about like, well, I don't want her to hate me. Like, she's not concerned what you think about her. Why are you concerned with that?
I think you can leave it on a more respectful note than perhaps what has happened. And then you can feel a little better about the situation.
I think so, but I don't think there's any way. Like, there's no way. The idea that she's not going to hate you.
Right, she will. But it's more like, a lot of times I judge myself on like, how would I feel if someone else did that to me? You know, and so like, do you feel good about like if you send a nice, respectful message, then like you would be like, okay, like, because you can't control how she would feel, but totally. That's like a great barometer of like, if you feel like you did the right thing or not, like, how would you feel about that? Yeah. If someone did it to you.
No, that's right. You're right. You're more mature than me. I'd be like, fuck this girl.
Much older.
Also know you're in the right here. Just to like tell you you're right, by the way.
Yeah, you don't need these people in your life.
You're right.
But also, if you miss your friend, know that there's a large chance she'll come back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if not, fuck her. She's a bitch. Hopefully she's not. And we're on to the next call.
I'm 19 years old, and I'm calling for some advice that I really can't get from anybody that's close to me at this point. So, I don't even know where to start. My best friend, we've been best friends for over 6 years. I may or may not have kind of hooked up with her brother. Okay, but I think me and her brother have always had a thing. And when I was dating my boyfriend a few months ago, he tried to kiss me, and it kind of led to these feelings that I didn't know I had. Long story short, I broke up with my boyfriend, and recently I went to go see her brother, and it was just really nice to hang out with somebody and like cuddle and watch a movie. We may or may not have been out, but the point is, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should pursue this relationship with my best friend of 6 years' brother, or if I should just ignore it and not date him or talk to him. Like, I don't know what to do. So if you can give me some advice, that'd be great.
In my experience, the thing that hurts people's feelings the most is not necessarily what you did, but lying about it.
Oh, 100%.
So I would just talk to your friend and just be like, this is so weird. I didn't expect this to happen, but like, I have feelings for your brother and like, I wanted to talk to you about it. Like, let them feel like their opinion matters, that like you want to respect her wishes. You including her in this crazy thing that is happening in your life. You're not hiding anything from her, and then kind of see where that conversation goes.
Yeah, I think I'm so with you on like, I would rather know things. And I think like if everyone's transparent and honest about everything, then you're able to make your own, you get to make the decisions. Other people aren't making your decisions for you. Of being like, I'm not going to tell this person something. I would say I would clue her in immediately and tell her. And I'd also say, I think it's the betrayal is usually what hurts the most. And also it's awkward as a friend because you're like, you guys get to talk about boys, but she's not going to really want to talk about her brother in that sense. And I think if she's not comfortable with it, there's also potentially a good chance that you respect her wishes and you're like, okay, cool. And then maybe a couple months down the road, she's like, you know what? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I really like, that was like selfish of me. And if you guys want to pursue that, like, you've got my blessing. I think if you can give her, exactly like you're saying, give her a voice in the situation, because as much as it's like, yes, you guys are two different people and like she wouldn't be a part of your relationship, you know him because of her. And so she is included.
Can I give some manipulative advice?
My favorite kind of advice.
So this is how you should approach the conversation. You have to be extremely distraught. You have to feel horrible
and grossed out. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
You have to feel so guilty.
Yeah.
You have to be like, this has been tearing me up inside. Like, I love you so much. And like almost overdo, because you are conflicted, so you're not really lying.
Yeah.
But like almost overdo how conflicted you feel and like how torn up you are and how important she is to you. And if she's a good friend, chances are she'll be like, I just want you to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. And if you tell her, you're like, I don't know why I feel this. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like suddenly
and like the idea of losing you as a friend is like not worth it. That's like the last, just really milk that shit.
Yeah, really, really, really do that. And I think also, like, how old is it? 19? I mean, they're not in school anymore?
We don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think if you're in high school, that's kind of like, that could be a little weirder. But if like you guys are all at different colleges or anything like that, that's not something that's so much of like a very weirdness thing.
Just let her be in the position where she can grant you this wonderful opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Because then she's suddenly like this knight in shining armor that's like so understanding and just like wants the best for you.
Yeah.
Like let her be in that position versus like
to,
6 months from now finding out and feeling betrayed and angry.
And then losing your friend. And then also knowing that not that his loyalties, that's his family. Like maybe she gets really pissed. You lie about it. You start dating. She gets pissed off. And then he's like, I can't do this to my sister. Let's break up. And then you're like, I lost my friend and my boyfriend. And also maybe she might be crazy into it. I mean, my best friend, she's only got a sister, but we always used to say, she was like, I so wish I had a brother so you could just date him and be in our family.
I want to be related to all my friends.
That's
my dream.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we are time. Fucking titties. Okay, it's time for Producer's Corner. Do we have a callback?
We do.
Oh my God. So this is basically, I love, this is my expression always when we have a callback. Watch on YouTube. Is somebody else is calling, somebody who called in from a previous episode is updating us on their situation. Is this a sad one or a happy one?
It's a happy one.
Yay! Yes! Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, this is from the episode with Melvin Gregg, where the caller, she's 21 years old and she was friends with Benefits. And for some reason, she told us she was bisexual, but it didn't have anything to do with the call. And so she's been friends with Benefits with the guy for 3 years. And doesn't know like what to do with her feelings for him. And Megan's relationship was she didn't see the relationship developing at this slow pace. And Melvin was like he might have feelings for her but didn't want to commit.
Yeah.
So we'll play the call back.
Oh, if Melvin's right, he's gonna text me and rub it in so fast.
I found Melvin's reaction so freaking hilarious. I loved it. I know a lot of people were really upset about his advice in the comments, but I just fucking loved it. I thought it was really good advice, and I just loved his reaction. It was so funny. And yeah, I am bisexual, and I don't know why I said that. I thought I was going to go into something from that, but I just probably forgot when I was calling. But yeah, so I just wanted to update you on my situation. And I kind of took the advice that you guys gave. Well, my friends had advised me before to just keep him at a distance and just kind of move on. And then I told him 2 months ago that I just wanted to be friends. And just slowly back away from this whole thing, so that I could move on. And he had just gotten back from a semester abroad, and when I told him that, he ended up admitting to me that he had thought about dating me this December before going abroad, and then again another time when he was abroad. And apparently I'm oblivious as fuck because I had no clue. I mean, he hadn't told me, but I I honestly thought he was just not interested in me.
I mean, he's fucking you.
And then he asked me out, and we've been on 2 dates now, and yeah. The other night, he, like, officially called it a relationship. Like,
oh my God.
He said, like, hey, we're dating, we're in a relationship, and, like, I don't know. In my mind, I thought his initial no was it. So, yeah, I was kind of, like, shocked, and I'm still kind of shocked now, like, that this is where it's gone. It's turned, like, 180 degrees for me.
This is when I like being wrong. Like, this makes me so happy.
They've only gone on 2 dates in 2 months.
But they've been together for 3 years.
They've been fuck buddies for 3 years.
I'm confused. What was Melvin's advice?
I think what I had said to her was, I said that if he had wanted to date you before, he would have dated you. And I think
did she ever tell him she had feelings for him?
She did at one point.
Yeah. And I think he didn't answer either way, right? He was kind of just like, but they kept hooking up and she felt awkward and like wanted to take it back. And then I think Melvin had said maybe he does like, I mean, first of all, Melvin's reaction was funny and he did get some like backlash, which he texted me. He was like, all of your fans hate me. So I think he was a little bit like, why'd you say you're bisexual?
Yeah.
That was like his reaction.
You got to listen to the keywords. And the keyword she said is that she's bisexual and maybe she just wants to be out here messing with everybody.
So funny. But I mean, like, I'm so stoked. I think this is great. I think it's happy.
I have a bad feeling about it. Why? I don't know why. Maybe just because her voice was so monotone. I'm not sure. Like but she didn't seem excited. Like it felt.
I felt like she sounded excited.
Like it felt like it was weird. Like I feel like if you've been dating, you've been like fuck buddy with someone for like 3 years, and then you're finally like, let's be in a relationship. Then like you're together all the time. Like you're like practically engaged. Like I don't know. Like it just feels weird that it's just like 2 dates in 2 months. But maybe my timeline's wrong.
She also said in the original call that they had they always were like open and talked about their feelings, and it wasn't like they were just having sex. Like they're
like basically like best friends.
Yeah, and people automatically assumed that they were together anyway.
And he wasn't. They weren't.
I don't know why I'm feeling. Maybe I'm just hungry.
Maybe
I don't know. I take it all back.
I think also,
and there's nothing wrong with having a monotone voice. I'm really sorry.
But it reminds me that we had a call with on the episode with Ashley where like this. So my boyfriend and I, we weren't like friends with benefits, but we were friends before. And then when we started dating, we like took it weirdly slow because we felt like we had to, because we had like, well, we've already like been friends and hung out a bunch. And I was friends with benefits with a guy in high school, and then we tried dating and it totally didn't work, but it almost did. And so this makes me really happy for.
No, I'm very happy.
It is. And also, but like, how weird is it though that like, I don't know if they've had like sex after their dates, but like, can you imagine them being like, oh, okay, I guess we'll, because like Moss and I had to stop saying I love you when we were just like, when we were like after when we started dating, because we'd said it when we were friends. And so then it's like when you have to like, oh, I guess do we have to like wait till the third date to like hook up with each other, even though we've been fucking for 3 years? It's really funny. It's cute. Well, I'm happy for you. And boys are slow. So this took 3 years for that. It's like that, the Bachelor couple.
I guess what I feel weird about is that he said that he'd thought about it twice. What does that mean? Like he had just like a fleeting thought about it?
Maybe it wasn't ready at that point.
I think also once you've invested 3 years into something like that, you know that person's not going anywhere. And I think that can kind of be like, it takes a while, at least for me, like I always like the relationships I've been in the longest are like friends. Like I really like, I will be really close to someone. And then like, that's my first love and all that stuff was like best friend. And suddenly I was like, holy shit, I'm in love with you. And I had no idea. Also my first high school boyfriend, we used to like hook up all the time. And then we're like, oh, we're just friends. We just like hook up. And finally I was like, I feel like we're not friends. I feel like we like each other. But like, I don't know. I think when you don't feel any pressure, there's no fire under your ass when like someone's been a consistent thing for years. And then maybe he was abroad and he like went in the red light district and like saw all these naked people. And he was like, you know what naked body I miss? The one in America. You know? I don't know where he was in Europe.
And then he never thought of her again for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
He just
they were still fucking. I think that's the thing that probably like, it felt like, it's like it feels like dating without dating. So like, why would,
you know what I mean? Hadn't put a label on it.
And then her finally being like, I don't want to, like, maybe that was the whole, why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free? But then he was like, I'll buy the cow. I like the milk. I'll pay for that milk.
I'll take a lease on it.
I'll come into a subscription to that milk.
I'll put my mouth on that teat.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Sugar liked that. Oh, teats. Okay, well, on that note, guys, that's our episode. Thank you so much, Allison, for being on.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so good. You're so much smarter than me. We should have you back more.
I'd love to come back. Can I promote my podcast?
Fuck yeah.
I'm so sorry. I've been told I have to do this.
No, it's great. I was going to ask you, but I like that you did it yourself. We're going to get there.
Too. I was just too excited about it. I have a scripted soap opera podcast called Gossip that is available everywhere.
I've listened to it. It's very good.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
seen your tweets about it. I need to listen to it.
You haven't even, okay.
Wow.
Well, I admitted it.
No, that's okay.
I'm not gonna lie
I
to
haven't
you.
listened to this, but I came to be on it.
Yeah, no, totally. Hey, but at least you did lie. There's some people who are like, I'm like, okay, now we're going to take calls. Like, we're taking calls. And
Well,
I'm like,
it was explained to me right before the show started.
Exactly. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. It's fine. I'll listen to yours. You can listen to this.
Perfect.
What are your socials? Promote those ones too.
Oh, right. So you can find out more about the podcast at Gossip Podcast on Twitter. And then I'm at Allison Raskin on everything.
Hell yeah. And then you can follow Melissa and I in real life. Just see us.
Please don't.
Don't do that. I'm so paranoid already. Please don't do that. But our social will be listed down below as well. And if you guys have shit's hitting the fan in your life and you need some clearly great advice, give us a call at 310-694-0976. International listeners, send us a audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to know where to subscribe, go to don'tblameme.show and you can get it on iTunes and SoundCloud, and you can listen from the website. Is that the RSS feed?
Yeah.
You guys know.
Just go to the website.
Yeah.
Go to the website. And then if you're listening to it on iTunes or SoundCloud or anything like that and you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. So go check it. See Allison's great dress that I have been fawning over. I like the shoes too. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me, produced, directed, and edited by Melissa DeMonts. Post-production sound by Chris Henry, production assistant Julie Carley, and music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter. I'll see you guys next week, and don't blame me if your life, completely fucks up before then. Oh.
Interrompemos esse podcast para perguntar: quem você quer ser?
Designer, engenheira,
Pedagoga,
administrador.
Quer saber? O Senac EAD é nota máxima no MEC. Tem cursos de diversas áreas, com conteúdo elaborado por especialistas do mercado e professores mestres e doutores. Ainda tem o Senac Carreiras, conectando estudantes a vagas de emprego em todo o país. Saiba mais em ead.senac.br/graduação.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story
But I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.